To Wrestling Days and welcome to Wrestling Days Live. We are live for this very special watch along. This is something that's a little bit unplanned. We had no idea that we were going to be doing this, but I am genuinely excited about doing this. The reason why I'm excited because this was a very important show from my youth. This is In Your House, the first one. You need to go to, on the WWE Network, you need to go to May 14th, 1995. Yeah, I mean, how old was I then? I was about 21 then. So, 1995, May 14th. So it's kind of a bit weird, isn't it? Like, that is literally 25 years ago, pretty much to the day. Yes, of course, it is the 25th anniversary. We know that because NXT Takeover is going to be in your house. I mean, not literally. This isn't like me breaking the news to you. It's going to be NXT Takeover in your house based on this iconic 90s show. I've got a few facts and things to go through with you. As I said, genuinely excited because this was a very big show from my youth. Calm Via, shout out to you, my friend. Hope you are well. I'm still slowly recovering from yesterday's 6-hour stream where I slightly lost my voice, but I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling all right. Hope everyone is well as well. We've got the likes of Sid and Diesel. We've got the likes of Bret the Hitman Hart. We've got the likes of Adam Bomb. Owen Hart is on this show. Yokozuna is on this show. So I'm really excited, man. This is like the generation that I love. I gotta say, I think 95 was a weird year for me. I think 95 was a year where I don't want to say my interest was declining because clearly it hasn't. But I think I was starting to move out of that everything is amazing phase. You know the Lego movie, Everything is Awesome. I was like that for literally 2 years. For 2 years, everything was awesome. But as I got to 95, 95's a bit of a rough year. Not everything stayed awesome in 95, but In Your House was definitely awesome. DJ B Tazzy says, Days, hey everyone, if you haven't already, you need to watch Chapter 2 of The Last Ride. Looking forward to In Your House. Yeah, really good shout. I was actually just setting up the stream and I forgot that the new episode dropped today for Undertaker, the Last Ride. So, yeah, looking forward to that. The first one was absolutely amazing. I genuinely watched it 3 times. So, I just kept... there was like things I was thinking about that I just wanted to go back and watch again. So I ended up watching that show 3 times. I'm not sure if I'll watch this one 3 times. I love that moment in the first one. It still blows my mind that they show you that moment where at WrestleMania 33, when we thought he had retired, and he leaves his jacket and his hat in the ring, and he goes up the entrance ramp, puts his hand in the air. You've got people crying because, I mean, that was meant to be it. He even says that was it. As of that moment, he was done. There was nothing else for him to do. His body was a wreck. He'd run it into the ground. That was it. He was done. So he goes down, and what blows my mind is you see the moment that happens after he goes down. I love that because it's one of those that it's like, what's it like under that entrance ramp, and where did he go, and what was he thinking in those moments? And to actually see it is incredible. So, yeah, if you've not seen that first one, it's brilliant. I should imagine the second one is just as good. I'm not sure The Undertaker is on this In Your House show, to be honest. I know he was in a dart match. There's quite a few dart matches that aren't actually part of the presentation. So, yeah, sadly, I'm not sure we see The Undertaker today. In Your House is June 7th. Shout out to you. Hello to everyone that's saying hello. Moda says, Days, will you watch this episode 4 times? You will watch this episode 4 times. So good. Okay, I'm really excited for it. As I said, I mean, I would have done a watch along for these because I mean, so interesting. But the problem is, you really have to pay attention to these. No, you don't have to pay attention to Raw or SmackDown, but you've really got to pay attention to these. So, yeah, I need to sit and listen to what the man's saying, really take it in, think about, some of those moments that he's referring to. And you can't, it doesn't make for a good watch along, to be honest. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to watching that. So I might watch that after this stream is finished. I was going to do a stream on the Wrestling Escape Pod channel. I wanted to get one done before, but there's just not the time. I could not get it set up in time. So I think what I'll do is I might do the same as what I did last week, and that is do the stream the hour. Oh, can I do it the hour before? I don't even know if Insiders have got anything on. I know the Insiders didn't have anything on before Raw last week. Insiders, if you're around, can you let me know? Have you got anything planned before Raw? If not, then I'll do Wrestling Escape Pod. If you have, I'll find an alternative. So yes, I need to find a way of fitting that in as well. Coaster Maniacs says, "Whose house are we in, and what are we doing? We're going round to Vince McMahon's house. We're going to steal Linda. She's being held captive. It's about time we set that woman free. So that's what we're doing. I've made it seem like this is a watch along, but actually this is a meeting, and we're all going to plan on what we're going to do. I'm going to drive the van. I need several people to jump out of the back like ninjas. I need someone that's got a rope. Has anyone got a rope? I need someone that's really good at doing that. Where you wrap the rope around your arm like loads of times so it makes it easier to carry. Like, I could do it, but I'm already driving the van. So, yeah, I need someone that's really good at doing that. And that's about it, really. I mean, yeah, so that's what we're doing today. Do you like the layout as well? I thought I'd go proper In Your House. Again, not really. But this is like, if you buy the DVD of In Your House, the color scheme is a I'm going to use the word shocking. A shocking yellow and a shocking purple. I was even tempted to put the purple underneath all the chat, like instead of having it black. But I was a little bit worried you might not see the chat then, because white on purple didn't look great. So I left that as it was. So I've kept you all modern over there in the chat, but I've gone all woo. I've gone all proper 90s In Your House. So yeah, this is how much I'm looking forward to it. I actually spent time decorating the stream so that it reflected the DVD case. You nearly had me, but now I know that Days is driving. No chance. It's a suicide mission. Shout out to C Wrestling. Coaster Maniac says on Thursday we could... Oh, yeah, lamb chop. I was proper excited about that. Do you know what? Legit... Oh, I've got to tell you this story. It's dark, but I'm going to tell you this story anyway. So, on Friday, we did the new Wrestling Escape Pod. Can I just say we're going to start the watch-along in about 9 minutes, in case you was wondering. So, 9 minutes. Find In Your House, #1, whilst I tell you this very true story. So, on Friday, we had a new Wrestling Escape Pod. And we were talking about kid shows. And the reason why we was doing that is because it was about the Firefly Funhouse. And, of course, that's based on Mr. Rogers and all this kind of stuff. So we was talking about Lamb Chop, who I watched as a kid. And we was talking... I can't even remember what that program's called. Is it just called Lamb Chop? Or is it like Lamb Chop and Friends? Or is it... I don't know. Was it part of another... I can't remember. Isn't that bad? I remember the puppet and I remember the woman. And I remember finding them quite funny. But I can't remember what they're called, so I need to try and find that. Maybe I won't be watching The Undertaker, The Last Ride Part 2. Perhaps I'm going to go on a hunt for Lamb Chop. Anyway, putting that to one side. So, yeah, we were talking about Mr. Rogers. We were talking about Pee-wee's Playhouse. We was talking about kid shows. So, I know there was a Mr. Rogers film recently, so I actually bought it. I got a digital copy and watched it just the other day. I think, like, maybe late Friday night, early Saturday morning. So I was watching this, the one with Tom Hanks. I was watching that. Very unusual for me to watch a film, but I don't know anything about Mr. Rogers apart from the few YouTube clips that I watched when the Funhouse first started. So I watched this film. It wasn't what I was expecting, but it was still a decent film. I still enjoyed watching it. But then, of course, I was like, well, I don't feel like I learned a great deal about Mr. Rogers now. But I feel like the film was pretty good. But with Tom Hanks, if you've not seen it, what's it called? There's a New Neighbor or something. Welcome to the Neighborhood. Search Mr. Rogers film, you'll find it. It is regarded as one of the best films of 2019. Like, I've seen it in quite a few lists, and it is good. But I didn't learn much about the man. So I was searching for stuff to do with Mr. Rogers. I'm very much telling you my weekend. I searched, like, Mr. Rogers stuff, and then I came across Mr. Rogers 9/11, right? And apparently this is a little message that he put out there, a little story that he told when 9/11 happened, because I didn't even know this, but he was still around, still with us all the way up till the early 2000s. So he saw 9/11. He was around when 9/11 happened. He wasn't there, but, you know, I mean, he's very well known for speaking to kids and things like this and making bad situations and explaining them to children. So I was like, wow. How did he explain how do you explain 9/11 to a child? Anyway, cut a long story short, I've been watching a lot of 9/11 stuff over the past few days. I've been watching tons of documentaries. I've been looking at, like, the news on YouTube as in the news was breaking, and there's so much about it I didn't know. I'm not into the conspiracy theories and all of that. I literally just, the first responders and all that kind of stuff. So I've been watching, like, documentaries. There was a great one that was called 9/11 that had some French people that were at a fire station, and they actually went around filming, and they just happened to be filming as it happened. I'm sure a lot of you have already seen it. I think it is just called 9/11, but they've got the only known footage from inside the building, I believe. Certainly the only known footage of one of the planes as it hit the building and whatever. So I was watching that. Fascinating stuff, heartbreaking, of course, but I mean, just incredible pictures. And then there's, like, a 10-year later one that I was watching. As I said, there's just so much about it I didn't know, and it's the biggest event in my life. So yeah, a weird. I fell down a proper. I went down a wormhole. I started off with Mr. Rogers. I ended up with 9/11. So. I always try to watch something other than wrestling. I've said this many times before. I always try to watch something that can, it sounds weird, but, like, clear the mind, if you will, of wrestling. Wrestling. So I always try to go for something different. And I honestly, I had full intentions of just finding out about Mr. Rogers, and we went down some very weird paths, but I'm really pleased I did. As I said, it's the biggest event in my life. And I've got to be honest, I mean, I've just found myself wanting to talk about it. I found it so interesting, so inspiring as well, because, well, yeah, this isn't a 9/11 stream. This is not why anyone came here, but yeah, I just found it very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. And as I said, very, very inspiring as well. So that's kind of what I've been doing over the weekend, just kind of getting lost on YouTube, just watching various different things and whatever. Shout out to Wrestling Days fan. Days, did you hear about Drew Gulak? I did hear about Drew Gulak, yes. And obviously it was a developing situation. It seems like he just didn't re-sign his contract. So it seems like there's a degree of him choosing to not re-sign. And yeah, it's really cool. Really, I mean, I'm pleased for him. I mean, it seems like they were giving him a little push, putting him with Daniel Bryan. But it seems like he wants to go in a different direction. So it's great that that's his choice. And it's great that he got released, If it's his choice, you stay, sign the contract, carry on doing what you're doing, or go off and try something different. And he's decided to go off. It's a brave move. Certainly in this current climate, but yeah, I wish him all the best. I wish him all the best. At least he didn't at least he wasn't fired. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm sure there's more details, and I'm sure it will come out. But yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm pleased for him. Pleased if that's what he wants to do. Days, I'm good with my hands, so I could rescue Linda, says Swamp Manor. Um, Faction poll ends in less than 3 hours. Yeah, that was amazing. Amazing that how many great submissions we had with that. Can't wait to see who the winner is. Of course, we'll know soon enough, but the next challenge, I believe, is being set tomorrow on the podcast. So not only have we got the next challenge, but obviously there'll be an announcement of the winners as well. So, yeah, really cool. Super Jet Moda says, Dave, you need to go back and watch the Mr. Rogers Neighborhood movie. There is tons you learn about the man. Mr. Rogers, the man, is so great. He covered the Kennedy assassination, amongst other things. No, I definitely learned stuff about him, but what I meant was, it's not about him. So when I was watching that Mr. Rogers film, I thought it was going to be, this is him as a boy. This is how he got into TV.
Anonymous is a legend. They donated $20 via a super chat. Days you need to go back and watch the Mr. Rogers Neighborhood movie. There is tons you learn about the man. Mr. Rogers the man is so great he covered the Kennedy assassination among other things.
They called you anonymous there. I wonder if it's because you've got anus in your name. Do you think that's why it's done it? It's looked at it and gone, I am not saying that word. So shout out to Moda. Yeah, I did learn stuff, but I thought it was going to be, this is, how he started, blah, 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 and went and go through it. But it's not. It's all about his encounter with a journalist in the 90s. And this journalist is a bit of a hardball. He's a bit of a, doesn't write the nicest articles. And so they, as a joke, give him the nicest man to go and do an article on. So he ends up having to, completely different from anything this guy's done before. Yeah, he has to go and interview Mr. Rogers. So he's not over the moon about it. So he goes to interview Mr. Rogers, and Mr. Rogers kind of helps him in a way. So it focuses on that, a very specific event that actually happened. It doesn't necessarily go back through the history of, what he did and all that kind of stuff. So that's why I was digging a little deeper. I've said before, we never had him here. He wasn't on our TVs, Mr. Rogers. He's an unknown character to me. I know next to nothing about him. I'd heard of him the same way that I've heard of Mr. Ed. But is Mr. Ed a horse? I don't know. I don't know anything about Mr. Ed. And I didn't know anything about Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers might have been friends with Mr. Ed. I don't know. Yeah, obviously when the Funhouse came along, that's when I found out a little bit more about Mr. Rogers. And that's what made me go to that film. And as I said, didn't quite answer the questions that I was looking for. But I went down a very different path anyway. Jerry Smith says, Days, that Mr. Rogers movie is really good. I watched it last month and I loved it. I agree. Yeah, it's a good film. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying it wasn't the film that I was expecting. Right. That's not why we're here. This is not 9/11 and Mr. Rogers chat. This is very much in your house. So let me just quickly give you should all be ready to rumble. Let me give you some backstory on In Your House. So In Your House came along at a time where WWE, but WWF had 4 big shows. They had King of the Ring as well, in all fairness, so I suppose you can say 5. But mainly the big 4 with Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. They introduced King of the Ring. It's kind of big. It's not really big, but it's they needed more because WCW was doing 10 pay-per-views a year, and they were doing 5. So they needed more. So for the big 4, they were charging like $30. They needed something a bit cheaper. So they did In Your House. So WrestleMania 11, I believe, was on in April. And then in May, they did In Your House 1. This was priced at $15, so it was half price. But it's not as long. WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, you're looking at 3 hours for those shows. This one clocks in at 2 hours. So it's shorter. cheaper, but they were going to do it when there wasn't one of the big shows on. There's 7,000 people. We're in New York. 7,000 people in attendance. I believe there's like King of the Ring qualifying matches on this show, because that's the next big show. So, I think we've pretty much covered everything. There was 332,000 pay-per-view buys for this event, which is okay. It's okay. There's worse out there. Right, okay, are we ready to get going on In Your House? If we don't get started, then I'll just keep rabbiting away on various different stories that come to mind. So, in 3, 2, 1, go. Right, we are underway. We've got the WWF logo. World Wrestling Federation. Tonight. Look at this. An actual house. Tonight. Todd Pettingale, isn't it? Someone said in the chat the other day they should bring back Todd Pettingale to actually do the like something for NXT Takeover. I agree. Dave's random question: who would be on your Mount Rushmore of scariest wrestlers? Scariest, maybe people like Boogeyman, people like Fiend, people like Undertaker. Maybe Luna Vachon for a woman. Tonight. He keeps saying tonight a lot, doesn't he? He really wants you to know what's happening tonight. Razor Ramon, Jeff Jarrett, tonight. To the bad guy. Say hello to the bad guy. Tonight. Jody says, good evening. Did you see my tattoo? I DM'd it to you. I did not, my friend. I've not been on Twitter a great deal today. I will jump on and have a look in a bit. What just let me know what is it of. Just tell me what. I'm guessing it's Funhouse related. Mass Fan, hello, Mass Fan. How you doing, buddy? Saw Mass Fan on £10 a podcast the other day. Absolutely awesome. I even saw the Mask Fans final Free the Mask video, where he went off and buried the mask and drove off in his car. Very cool. Very cinematic. So, shout out to you, Mass Fan. Keep up the good work, dude. Yeah, we've got Diesel, we got Sid, we got Razor Ramon. Here's the little graphic trying to get in your house. I love the logo and everything about this. It is so 90s wonderfulness. Absolute 90s wonderfulness. I think we start with Bret Hart. In your house. I'm going to make this clock a bit bigger because it's Doc Hendricks. Doc Hendricks, a.k.a. Michael P.S. Hayes. You see, when I was growing up, that's how I knew Vince. Vince was a commentator. No one knew that he owned the company. It was one of the biggest shocks. When we found it's like finding out that Michael Cole owns WWE. Kids today just wouldn't understand what it was like. That's the best way of putting it. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Look, the In Your House set. Oh, I love this guy as well. He reminded me of Raiden from, was it Mortal Kombat? Hakushi. I honestly thought this guy was going to be a big deal. Hakushi versus Bret Hart. And as he said, he's got all these tattoos on his body. So athletic. He really was one of the first that I saw doing moonsaults and stuff like that as a kid. There wasn't many that was doing that kind of stuff. Hakushi was one of the first. I honestly thought he was going to be a massive deal. I was watching and waiting for him to kind of climb up the card and become a main event, maybe even be the champion. I had no doubt in my mind this guy was going to be a champ. And he never sticks around that long. What's his music like? I can't remember his music. It's quite somber, isn't it? DJ B Tazzy says, I remember him. LSW says, love that set. I love that set. Look, we're backstage. There's Todd Pettingale with Bret the Hitman Hart. Who would you compare Bret to these days? Daniel? No, he's got more. He's brighter, isn't he? Bret Hart is a great wrestler. He prides himself on being the best, which Daniel does. Who would you say was like Bret? Natalia, I suppose, in many ways. Dedicating the match. Dedicating this match to his mother. That's the most 90s thing that I've seen. It's amazing, isn't it? Is In Your House on right now, and is it on the network? It's on the network. Just find it. We've only just started, and actually, you can see where we are with the clock. This is match number 1, Hakushi versus the Hitman. I tell you, it feels like there's more than 7,000 there, doesn't it? It feels like 16. It feels like a normal show. Love that set. WWF rules. Look at Hakushi with all the kanjis written all down. All the Japanese writing. It's all down his body as well. I thought that was tattooed as a kid. But apparently it was just like permanent ink. WWE Fan 14, shout out to you. Look at this. Absolutely brilliant scenes. Bret the Hitman Hart kicking off in your house. Bret Hart against Hakushi. This is like my dream. Honestly. This is amazing for me. Do I want to watch Braun Strowman versus Cesaro? Or do I want to watch Bret Hart versus Hakushi? No contest, baby. Although I do like Braun and I do like Cesaro. I met them both and they were lovely people, so shout out to them. Daydreamer Pictures / Jeff Delaney says, sorry I'm late. Please don't dock my pay. I wouldn't do that to you, my friend. Jody says, I sent a description in a super chat. Kyle texted it to Bray and he said it was awesome. I came to play. Amazing. So it's a mashup of the face of the Fiend and Funhouse Bray with Bray's autograph underneath it. Kyle Scarborough did it. Wow. No way. So you actually met up with him? No way. That is amazing. Took 6 hours. Look at this. That is amazing, buddy. Honestly. I am over the moon for you because I know that would mean a lot to you. Wrestling Days fan says Braun Strowman versus Cesaro is WrestleMania main event worthy. Well, so is Bret Hart and Hakushi. Here we go. I mean, looking at him now, I just see the Great Muta. When I look at Hakushi now, I just see the way he stands and moves. He's got a bit of Tajiri. He's got a bit of, well, Great Muta in particular. There we go. Hakushi pulling the hair of the Hitman. Hitman kipping up, though. Lovely working on the arm. Hakushi with a reversal, though. He was so agile, athletic. He had such an interesting look as well. I'd have loved a figure of Hakushi. Could you imagine a Mattel figure of Hakushi? Shoulder charge. Days, what happened to Maverick? They went pretty quiet on him. We haven't seen him in a couple of weeks, week or two. I should imagine he'll be on Wednesday, and it'll be his last match. So I've said before, I hope the guy gets signed, re-signed. I really do. I just wasn't a fan of it being turned into a story. Working on the arm. Cooper says, Days, I'm just starting to watch UFC, and I kind of like it. Yeah, I mean, it's really good when you actually get some fighters that you really connect with. I mean, I should imagine there's going to be a lot of people that really connect with Walt Harris now that are going to want to see him do really well in the future, and that's great. Oh. Nice arm drag takedown, and again going back to working on the arm. So, yeah, I'd imagine there's a lot of people that are going to be connected with Walt Harris. I really like Tony Ferguson, so I was gutted when he lost the other week. But yeah, I've got a few fighters that I keep an eye out for. Lee Strack says, Days, at least Vince is not yelling in Doc's ear because he's right next to him. That's true. Do you think Michael Cole's backstage yelling in Vince's ear? Elbow to the back of the head of Hakushi. Hurling Hakushi across the ring. Hakushi right back up, but gets taken down again by the Hitman. Lots of arm drags, and Hakushi decides to cut his losses. I can't remember what that guy's name was. The guy that's on the outside, his manager. Can I find... Have we got... Let's have a look. Oh, he tried a sneak attack. Shinja is his name. Shahib says, Days, I'm doing a custom my career. Have fun. Straight, right on the big chop on the top of the head from Hakushi, who drives Bret over to the corner, but he blocks it. Bret reverses. Hakushi goes face first, and now some big shots to the midsection by the Hitman. Hakushi reverses. Oh, I love that spot from Bret. Bret does that in quite a lot of his matches where it gets reversed and Bret runs into the turnbuckles, gets taken down. Big power slam by Hakushi. You got Jerry Lawler watching on. Whoa, big splash. Jerry Lawler, like, look at the graphics on that. The way they're shaped like houses. Picture in picture, but at least they've given it some effort. Do you know what I mean? Pictures side by side in the shape of a house. Because the show was called In Your House. Shout out to famous KJ Carter. Lauren, shout out to you. Thank you to everyone that joined us yesterday. Turned into a really great show. I really enjoyed it. Right, Bret Hart backed into the corner, and Hakushi has got a stranglehold on, has he? Bret Hart slumps down as Hakushi fires some kicks in on the chest. And Bret's having to take some deep breaths at the moment, trying to suck in some air. Hakushi charging over. Boom. Days, Bret Hart was my favorite wrestler when I grew up and still is today. He is one of the best. He is. Doc Hendricks saying that Hakushi should not be celebrating right now. He needs to capitalize. I've seen this show once when it was on. So to go back and watch it now is, as I said, a real treat. I love, as well, the red, white, and blue ropes. Silly little things like that, isn't it, that you kind of take for granted? The classic blue steps, the red, white, and blue ropes. Love all of that. So, Shinja, is it? Stomping away on the outside. We got to see your dong yesterday. Got to give the people what they want. Stomping away by Hakushi. They don't do that enough these days. The chest first turnbuckle hit. It's a cool spot in it. It's really cool. I thought he was going again for it, but this time he managed to turn his back. Hakushi is in absolute control right now, dominating this. Got Bret. The crowd are really behind Bret, trying to cheer him on. Obviously, this is pre-internet days. If this was around today, people would be hating on Bret. Oh, they're trying to get Bret over. I know what they're trying to do here. They're trying to have Hakushi wear him down. Bret's just going to come back in a second and get the win. This is so predictable. Why didn't they book it a different way? Oh, I knew that Shinja would get involved. Sometimes it's nice to just watch wrestling. Days, his manager is Hakito Saito from the Orient Express. Oh, James Chadwick, look at that knowledge. Look at that knowledge. That is disgustingly great knowledge. Well done to you. That's actually... backed into the corner. Big chop by Hakushi. Cameron, shout out to you. Bret Hart gets hurled in. He's been thrown in every corner. Back elbow. Look at that. Look at that from Hakushi. The way he flips over into the back elbow. There was no one in WWE that was doing that at the time. No one was doing that at the time. I say honestly. I thought I was a Hakushi fan. Kick to the midsection by Bret Hart. Big strike. You look at it now and you just go, oh, he belongs in Lucha House Party, but he was out on his own at this point. Don't get me wrong. If you watched like New Japan around this time or Japanese wrestling around this time, there was people doing that, but just not in WWE. 2, kick out by the Hitman. The Hitman hanging on. He's having to dig deep here. Here we go. Hakushi going up top. Hitman. That's a long way. That's a long way. The modern day kamikaze. Flying headbutt. Modern day kamikaze. 1, 2. Do you know what? He should have got the win there. He should have got the win. He's just managed to hit his finishing move on Bret Hart. He should have won that match. That would have really put him over. So I just said about not criticizing the booking. They definitely booked that wrong. He just goes up top. That brilliant... Oh. Springboard. Look at that springboard. Another kamikaze headbutt, but Bret Hart rolls out the way. Honestly, it's the simple... I don't know if I'm just looking at this through rose-tinted glasses, but I am enjoying this match. And it's just simple stuff that I'm really enjoying. You know, Bret Hart doing that classic bump. That headbutt from the top. Oh, look at that. Crisp and clean wrestling. So they laid the foundations. Now we're getting to the good stuff. Running Bulldog. Yeah! You don't see running Bulldogs these days. We've only just got the full Nelson back. And there's Bret Hart with a running Bulldog. Here we go. Hart looking for a backbreaker. Boom. Hits the backbreaker. Hakushi down. Bret Hart looking to go up. He always drove the forearm. So is that what he's going to go for? Boom. Sharpshooter. So Hakushi is down. I mean, it's amazing how Bret Hart's come back from the death. Shinja is up on the outside. Bret Hart's having to deal with a lot here. Oh! Inverted atomic drop against the rope. Shoulder charge. See Hakushi flip round then. Who's that guy? Some guy in the crowd that's got tickets or something. I don't know what he was doing. No green shirt guy as well. Slacking off. Jerry Smith says, I'm enjoying this match and especially the commentary. Hakushi is absolutely down and out, isn't he? Looks slumped against the ropes. Bret Hart setting up Akushi. He's got him tied up in the ropes, firing in some big right hands. There's nowhere for Hakushi to go. Bret Hart against the... Oh, he got tripped. Some lovely heel work. Now, Bret's had enough. Look at the old monitors as well. Look at the size of the monitors. Bret Hart. Go on, Bret. Come on, Akushi. Akushi over Bret. Drop kick. Beautiful snap on that drop kick. Akushi going for the pin. 2. Shoulder up by Bret. This is a good match. This is a really good match. Here we go. Looking for the suplex. Bret blocks. Love the block. Love the block. And reverses to the outside. Oh, but Bret's gone as well. They just suplexed each other to the outside. Bret and Hakushi both spill into the outside. Wow. We can see Vince and Doc Hendricks at the commentary table with Bret and Akushi down in front of them. The old blue mats as well. Shinja trying to help out Akushi. Look at that. He's pulling down the In Your House thing, and you can see just another apron underneath, a WWE one. Shinja holding the leg of Bret. Come on, Bret. Deal with him. Why are they cheating, Bret? Oh, what's he doing? What's Akushi doing? Ah! Springboard moonsault to the outside. Oh, I tell you what. I tell you don't see that in 95. Oh, well, you do. In Your House. Yeah. This is so freaking good. Look at that. Bret having to deal with Shinja on the... Oh, he's got so much on his plate. I don't know what he's going to do. How's he going to deal with this? Dig deep, Bret Hart. You're the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Kushi back into the ring. Bret Hart desperately trying to get up. You got to keep your eyes on Shinja. Oh, Kushi has got Bret up. Bret lands on his feet. Round the back of Akushi. Akushi reverses. Oh, and rolls him up too. Gets him. Oh, well done, Bret. Jody said Kyle was amazing. We spent the entire afternoon talking about Bray, watching old Bray matches, even talked the odd theory or two. Literally one of the coolest people I've ever met. He is so talented. Yeah, very much so. His artwork's amazing, and you've got some of that artwork now. So, yeah, incredible. I can't wait to see it. I'll check it out after. How long is that match? Not long enough. That was... honestly, really enjoyed that match. Bret Hart having to deal with so much. Ravi says, that was a really good fight. Bret was a beast in it. Hart wins, says LSW. Yes. Walid says that moonsault was clean. It was. Golden railings, yeah. He twisted his knee. Bret Hart jumped out the ring and he seems to have done some damage. You don't see that happen all that often, do you? Bret Hart is going to face Jerry Lawler again, so we will see Bret again. He's doing double duty on this show. Oh, look at her in the 1-900 room. Is that Alondra? That looks like Alondra. We're on the superstar line. Can we call them? 1-900-737-4 WWF. $1.49 a minute. I'm not made of money. Although it's worth it if I get to speak to Alondra Blaze. I wonder if she's still... Do you think she's still there, sat by the phone? What? He's got his pager. So Todd Pettengill, man, they should bring back a superstar line, shouldn't they? I hope they go back and watch this In Your House and have fun with this. You could have superstars backstage on phones waiting to take your calls. Could you imagine that? I don't even know who this woman is. They're giving away a house tonight, by the way. Giving away a house. That's all the entries making their way. Dave, do you remember when Jerry Lawler had to kiss Bret's feet? I do. Over 340,000 people entered to try and win a house in Florida. Amazing. Double J! Jeff Jarrett. Bum, 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 ba-da-da. Bum, 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 ba-da-da. I tell you what, though, in a sec, we get to see a great entrance with Razor. Love Razor's entrance. If I could play the drums, that's the first thing I'd learn. The Razor entrance. On the phone right now, the 1, 2, 3 kid. Amazing. If you want to hear from the 1, 2, 3 kid, get on that superstar line. I'd love to ring up in June and have a word with Keith Lee. That'd be amazing. Could you imagine trying to have a chat with Dexter Loomis from NXT? He's literally just staring at the phone. Rhodey is the real Double J. Road Dogg is with him. He is with him, yes. Look at that. Look at that. He's like the Naomi of his day, isn't he? He's got his hat flashing and everything. All the lights have gone out just so you can see his hat flashing a little bit.
To want to hear on the earphones when Owen Hart pass away. Like, should they go on or to hear the inside really miss him?
DJ B Tazzy says, Days, I know it sounds weird. It's such a sad moment. I would want to hear on the earphones when Owen Hart passed away. Like, they should go on or not. Just to hear inside it. I really miss him. Well, they didn't. I don't think they knew what to do. This time it's personal. And Mama Ramone? Oh, I wish we had met Mama Ramone. Here he comes. I love this guy as well. Little old me, yeah? Little old me loving on Hakushi. Loved on this guy as well. Everyone, when I was a kid, if there was a little toothpick lying around, it was going straight in my mouth and then being thrown out again. It's all I do all day. Chico, say hello to the bad guy. I do need that pen, actually. And it's got a spare one. I wish I had a spare pen. The bad guy, written on the back. Oh, God, I love this. Characters are just so much more interesting. Think about what we've seen in the first match. We've seen a guy with Japanese writing all down him taking on Bret the Hitman Hart, an absolute legend, who wears bright pink. And now we've got this singer with a flashing hat and everything taking on Reza Ramo. So good. Days, do you think the brand split should end? No, I think it's all right as it is. I remember when there was just one brand, SmackDown wasn't really given much love. I think the brand split always helps SmackDown because it's always seen as the B show. Maybe not now, though, that it's on Fox. Razor has got lovely yellow attire with his Razor motifs on. And Jeff Jarrett looks like he's come out of prison. He's got white and black stripes, seemingly. I mean, don't get me wrong, a lovely, funky 90s prison. But still, definitely getting that vibe. Oh, look, Rhodey was messing around. Is this a handicap match? Oh, it is? I didn't know this. Okay, so it is a handicap match. It's going to be Razor versus Jeff Jarrett and Road Dogg. But here, he was just called the Roadie. When he first came in, he wasn't Road Dogg. He was just the Roadie. I love that from the bad guy as well. Yeah, Chico. How do you set up streams with animation and everything? Just, it's all in OBS. I want that Razor as a... I don't know if they've... Well, Jax probably did, but I'm not sure that Mattel have made Razor in that colour attire. Kick to the midsection by Jeff Jarrett. Big right-hand strike as well. Look at that Razor punch. It's got a lovely snap on it. No messing around from Razor. Against the ropes goes Razor. Oh, I love it when they do that as well. Holds onto the ropes, gets thrown against the ropes. Jeff Jarrett does a drop kick. There's no one there. And Razor just holds onto the ropes for a moment. Such a good reversal. Oh, and again, scouted it. Puts his hands down because he knew he was about to get slammed face first on the edge of the ring, the hardest part of the ring. On the outside, Razor's got to be careful. Rhodey! Oh, from behind! Referee having a word. Razor down. I wish Raw and SmackDown was on channel like ITV or BBC. They do show some kind of highlights on 5 on a Sunday morning or something. Here we go. Jeff Jarrett hurling Razor into the other corner. Goes for a kick to the midsection. Enziguri. Oh, down goes Razor. And a little strut by Double J. Days, from NXT, would you like... Who from NXT would you like to talk to on the phone? Oh, that's a good question. Let me know in the chat. If they did a superstar line for NXT Takeover In Your House, who would you want to speak to on the phone? They definitely should. They definitely should. If it worked in 95, it'll work in 2020. They definitely should have a superstar line. That would be so much fun. Who would I want to speak to? Who would I want to speak to? I don't know. I honestly, there's not necessarily a name that's coming to mind. I'd love to know, who would you like to speak to if they did that? Rhodey is in, by the way. Drops the elbow on Razor. Second elbow. Third elbow. And Jeff Jarrett and Rhodey are in a good position right now. I'd like to talk to Matt Riddle, says Rob. Volta, says Bob. Finn Balor, says LSW. I kind of feel like Balor might be a bit moody at the moment. It's kind of dark, isn't he? Oh, goes over the top. But Razor with a nice right hand. Good reversal by Jeff Jarrett. Back elbow and Razor goes down. So they're saying that Rhodey did quite well. I think it's because Rhodey hadn't had that many matches at this point. This may be his first. Right, this may be Rhodey's first match. Clothesline by Jeff. Jeff going over, tags in Rhodey. And kick to the head. Asuka. Yeah, she's not on NXT though, is she? Pete Dunne, Volta, or Gallus. Wow, wasn't expecting Gallus to get mentioned. Wrestling Dude says Io Shirai. Not sure what her English is like. Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle would be fun. Rhea would be cool. I'd love to talk to Bray, says Sonny Wolf. Tegan Knox, says Dave. Tell you what, there's a few surprising names. William, yes, Jillian wins. Well done, Jillian. Jillian gets the pony. William Regal is the correct answer. Oh, Jeff Jarrett coming off the top gets struck in the midsection, picks up Jeff. Big knee, boot to the midsection. Oh, here we go. No, reversed. Reversed. Here comes Rhodey. Going up top, Rhodey. Razor getting up to his feet. He's got to know he's there. No, he didn't. Got clotheslined. These heels. What are they like? Becky Lynch. She's not in NXT. Finn Balor, Johnny Gargano, Adam Cole. Razor down on the outside. Johnny Gargano, Otis. Dakota Kai would be cool, you're right. Jason, I agree with you as well. I would like to speak to Dakota. I'd be like, can we be friends? Can we be friends? Here we go. Jeff going up top. Razor up on his feet. Jeff Jarrett with a bit. That's a huge crossbody, but reversed by Razor. Ah! Nice drop kick. Razor couldn't see that coming. He turned around into it. Jeff Jarrett. Another kick out. No one ever questioned the machismo of Razor. Well, do you know what? I'm going to do it right now. I am publicly questioning the machismo of Razor Ramon. So you can't say that now, Vince, because it has publicly been questioned. Here we go. Look, he's got Razor draped over the middle rope. He's got a knee across the back of the neck. Jeff Jarrett against the ropes. Oh, Razor moves. Look at the guy, that guy there. The guy stood up in the front row. He's turned around. He's like, come on. He's trying to get everyone. Come on, Razor, Razor, Razor. I don't think anyone's listening to him. If I was that, I'd be like, oi, sit down. Sit down. You're embarrassing yourself. Over the top. Oh, collision in the middle of the ring. Razor down, Jeff Jarrett down, Rhodey on the outside. Oh, what's on that? Kid. What are we up to? 6. I tell you what, you don't see double countdowns, do you? Anna Dawes says, I've spent £595 at the vets in the past 2 days. My stupid dog was chasing a wasp and got stung on the muzzle. Had an allergic reaction. Head swelled up like a stupid dog. Okay now. Oh, dude. So pleased that everything's okay now. Kia loves eating wasps. We have they're just going around the garden. She'll just there go.
£10 via super chat. I've spent £595 at the vets in the past 2 days. My stupid dog was chasing a wasp and got stung on the muzzle.
How are you going to stop that from happening again?
His head swelled up like a...
Cut off at a bad point there, didn't it? The voice. Head swelled up like a flipping football. Anna Dawes, shout out to you. I'm just really pleased everything's all right. As I said, I don't know how you're going to stop them from doing that. Chinlock, headlock by Rhodey. Where'd you get beanies from? My beanie drawer. So, Rhodey is back here. I feel like this was quite a long match. Like, I know the Bret Hart match went on for a little while, but it was really good. This, obviously, is not that level. And I'm surprised that it's gone on for as long as it has. Here we go. I mean, we've been on for nearly 40 minutes. 40 minutes! We've had one match. Elbows to the midsection. Face first goes Rhodey. Shotzi Blackheart, says Eric. Oh. J14 says, what time you on? It's at the bottom, bud. Killer Hornets, oh yes. What's the Killer Hornet latest? Have they gone yet? Big right hand. Jeff Jarrett against the ropes. Blocked. Loving them blocks. Loving them blocks from Razor. Oh, and a massive clothesline as well. A real flurry of shots. Jeff gets thrown into Rhodey. And Razor, I bet that guy's standing up again. Big right hand and another one. Down goes Rhodey. Again, went down with real snap. Puts Rhodey up. Days, when is Ember Moon coming back? Haven't heard, my friend. Yeah, the guy is up. The guy's loving it. The guy was on his feet and he did the Razor's Edge thing with Razor. I'm pretty sure that guy's going to jump over the railings in a sec. Double J looking for... Oh! Double J goes into Rhodey. And here it is! The Razor's Edge! I did this so many times as a kid. He's got him up. He's got him up. He's almost in position. And... what a move. 1, 2, 3. Razor wins. Unbelievable. Love the Razor's Edge is such a good finishing move. Accomplishing the impossible. I think spirits are back. Oh, big right hand. Anador says, I may have to have an EPI pen for him in future. How do you stop? Oh, no. He's doing it exactly as you described. It's how Kia does it. It's how Kia does it. She's just there. Just in the air as they're going around. Figure fours on. Figure fours on. I do love that as well. There's so much about wrestling that I love. But I love how they keep ringing the bell. Like, didn't you hear? The bed. Look, with... Oh. Here comes Aldo Montoya. Oh, I love him. He's just incredible. A big strike by Aldo. Rhodey goes against the ropes. Aldo Montoya. Guys, can you not hear the bell? The match is finished, guys. Like the heels are ever going to listen to that. Like the heels are ever going to... Oh, what? The match is over. Oh, I thought we were still wrestling. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Savio Vega's here. They don't do that anymore, do they? They should do that. Why have they stopped doing that? Vince, if you're watching, why have you stopped ringing the bell repeatedly after a match? Someone pay attention to the bell! The bell is the law! Oh! Look at this, it's carnage! Savio Vega's in there. There's several referees in there as well. Oh, they don't know who it is. Wow. Oh! We don't know who this gentleman is in the ring. He's got no business being in the ring. How exciting. Whoever this is being escorted away. Hey, imagine that. Imagine you're watching a show and there's some dude that got into the ring. I mean, that'd be extra shocking right now considering there's no crowd. Oh, you gotta say. First match was great. Second match was a little slow, but not, razor's edge and everything. Then some dude gets in the ring. Oh, couldn't believe it. Did you see that show last night? And that guy jumped in the ring. Police took him away. So good. King of the Ring. Look at this little advert for King of the Ring. Is that Jack Tunney? Jack Tunney and Jerry Lawler. Yeah, Jack Tunney. That's the guy we thought was in charge of WWE. Who's that? Who's with him? Who is that guy? Sid. I couldn't really get on board with Sid. I found him a bit dull as a kid. Great show. Savio Vega. Now, that's a name you don't hear a lot. Days, I would like to see grizzled young veterans Imperium, Gallus and Pete Dunne, King Mabel. Wow. Maybe but a spark. Maybe that hasn't happened yet. Maybe it will happen in the future. Jack Tunney. I know, Jack Tunney. How great was Jack Tunney? Jack Tunney was awesome. Days, do you think Sasha Banks is underrated? She's all right. I don't know if she's underrated. She hasn't really done a great deal to be rated. She just hangs around with Bailey at the moment. She's a great wrestler, but it's been so long since I've seen her in a feud. Right, just seeing a little video package of Sid. What a psycho. Right, what have we got now? We're moving on, baby. Shout out to everyone that's joining us. We're 47 minutes in. Vince McMahon and Doc Hendricks. Doc Hendricks saying that main event tonight between Sid and Diesel is going to be a fight. It is not going to be a wrestling match. Oh, we're in the stands. A new Bret Hart t-shirt. Brand new, guys. If you want to get one of those, make sure you dial 1-800-TITAN-91. On the back as well, it's got a big WWF logo. One size fits all. One size fits all. So if you get them, and it's that size, look at the size of that. That will fit a baby. It'll fit, look, that guy's sporting one. That woman over there, she's got one on. It's one size fits all. It's a magic shirt. It just naturally works however big you are. They clearly made about 10,000, 20,000 in double XL. And we're like, all right, how do we sell these? Now we've really messed up here. Why don't we just say one size fits all? That is genius. That is genius. I'm telling you what, it would not fit this boy. Yeah, it might be one size fits all, but you're going to have to sew 20 together to fit round Mabel. Here's Mabel. And I think we're going to see Adam Bomb. Love Adam Bomb. I don't know what Adam Bomb we're seeing. I'd imagine it's going to be... Surely it's going to be face Adam Bomb. If you've never seen Adam Bomb before... They used to sell little bombs that he used to throw into the crowd. Little foam bombs. Here he is. When I think of Chernobyl, this is my guy. This is who they needed over there to sort that mess out. Adam Bomb! I was a member of the Bomb Squad. I loved Adam Bomb. Mabel was a silly name for Mabel. That was a silly name. Ah, yes. You could buy his glasses as well. I wonder if they're on eBay. If I had my pen, I could write this down. Search for Adam Bomb glasses on eBay. This is a qualifying match for King of the Ring. Adam Bomb. That guy thinks... I mean, he's not spaced that sign out very well. Adam Bomb, King of the Ring. Mo is... Oh, what are you doing, Mo? Here we go, Mabel. Adam Bomb, baby! Yeah. Adam Bomb, baby! Adam Bomb. Adam Bomb goes down. What do you think is the most underrated professional wrestler right now? Adam Bomb. Adam Bomb in the corner, Mabel. Oh, we've got another one of those turnbuckle spots where there's no one home. This time, Mabel goes running into it. Adam Bomb against the ropes. Shoulder tackle. Mabel flops to the outside. What are you doing, Adam Bomb? You don't have to go after Mabel. Adam Bomb firing some shots on Mabel. Big crossbody. Yeah, he's got to keep him in the ring. Get him back into the ring. Mabel. Adam Bomb. Launching himself with a clothesline. Kick out at 1 by Mabel. Adam Bomb going over to the other corner. High risk. The risk is worth the reward. He comes crashing down on Mabel. And another kick out at 1. This is difficult. This is difficult for Adam Bomb. Reversed into the corner. Days for name the jobber. We should do Adam Bomb as a name. Adam Bomb was no jobber. Here we go. Duck underneath. Against the ropes. Crossbody gets caught. Oh! That's done. 2. Adam Bomb loses. Oh! That was the problem with Adam Bomb. It was basically a jobber. Mabel getting the win on Adam Bomb. Crushing Adam Bomb was chronic. This is New Generation. I mean, I was still absolutely loving it at this point. But, yeah, there was definitely parts of it I wasn't as keen on. Days, I hope Diesel don't blow his quad get into the ring. So Razor knew it was Savio all that time. Guys, it turns out it wasn't just a random stranger. It's a future WWE superstar. There we go. We've just seen the debut of Savio Vega. Mabel was a man on a mission. Nice. Days, did you see Adam get jobbed out? I saw. Justice for Adam Bomb. That's the hashtag I'm going to get trending after this. Do you think Mabel ever got with Sable? I hope so. I heard they made love under a table. The Smoking Guns? What's happening? Why is Jerry Lawler coming down? I don't know what's happening. What's happening? The Smoking Guns are in the ring. Jerry Lawler's. Are we going to have the Smoking Guns now? We are, you know. It's happening. It's a thing that's going to happen right now in our lives. You thought Mabel was big? Being brought to the ring by James E. Cornette. Yokozuna, Owen Hart, making their... Look at that robe that Yokozuna's got on. Looks awesome. Look at that. Beautiful. Nice red robe, white on the back. Says Yokozuna with... That is a great... I don't think we've ever had that in figure form. I'd love both of them in figure form. Tag champs. Owen Hart with obviously the King of Hearts. He's king of the ring at this point. And there it's being projected in the ring. The King of Hearts. Against the Smoking Guns. Billy and Bart Gunn. I love the Smoking Guns. Have I still got one of the Smoking Guns? Hey, check this. I've got Billy in Hasbro form. Shame that the packaging's green, so you can't quite see it. But look, still sealed in its packaging. Original from back in the day. Billy Gunn. That's a real shame that it's green packaging, but you get what it looks like. Okay, so Yokozuna, Owen Hart taking on the Smoking Guns. Days, did you see what Cornette said about Becky and Dana? I did not. No. Yokozuna words, bonsai! I think you might see one of them bonsais. Cornette on the outside of the ring. Owen Hart won the tag titles all by himself. Yokozuna in the ring. He looks extra big here, Yokozuna. He looks absolutely huge right here. Billy tags in Bart. Bart going up top. Oh, comes crashing down on the arm. Headbutt. In comes Owen. Kick to the midsection. Strike across the back. Rake of the back as well. Oof, Bart going hard. Tell you what, they work the corners well, don't they? And again goes into the corner. Picked up. He's got him up. Slams him down. R.I.P. Oh, yes, you're right. Both have passed away. Sorry to hear that Bad Spirits are back, Sonny Wolf. Ravi says, Days, in your opinion, who is the best women's wrestler across all three? Asuka. Done. Simple. I just saw Dave. Dave says, Owen won the tag team titles by himself. Smoking guns before they got all sunny. Was Sunny in by now? Was she when she came in with the body donners, didn't she? Oh, big clothesline by Yokozuna. It was such a weird team. I still find it a weird team. Like Owen and Yoko. Even at a young age, it bothered me that they didn't give him a proper tag team name. Or they didn't wear the same. I would have loved Owen Hart to have wore exactly what Yoko was wearing, but just a smaller version for himself. Oh, that would have been amazing. That would have been amazing. Owen wearing what Yoko wore. Here we go, looking for a net breaker. 1, 2, kick out. Have you seen the AEW shoes? I have. Yes, I have. I've seen some of them. I don't know if I've seen them all. Carnvia says, it's been a good show so far. What do you think? I've enjoyed it, yeah. I've enjoyed it. I mean, don't get me wrong. That first match I thought was absolutely brilliant. So that's carrying the weight of the show. But it's always great to see Adam Bomb. It's just characters. Do you know what I mean? It's just really interesting characters. WWE is quite vanilla these days. Like, there's just a lot of people that you don't know anything about them. Owen. Hurling Billy into the corner. Billy going over, tags in. Oh, big strikes. Back elbow. The wrestler, Sonny. I miss Owen. Yeah. Many people do. Here we go. Owen getting hurled. And he goes face first into that turnbuckle as well. Goes running into it. Smoking Guns looking for a finisher. And plants him down. They got it. Look at that, Vinnie Mac. 1, 2. Kick out by Owen. There was no way Yoko was racing in there to break that up. Owen ducks out of the way. Crossbody through the ropes. Oh. Big leg drop on the outside by Yokozuna. Owen going over, going for the pin. 2, 3, and it's that simple. Leg drop changed the match. Leg drop by Yoko on the outside, throws him into the ring. Owen gets the pin. No messing around. I mean, Yoko just isn't able to work matches any longer than that. Can't, I mean, looking at him, just even walking, it can't have been a comfortable life for Yokozuna, can it? Here we are with Todd Pettingale and Diesel. They've got to bring him back. They've got to bring Todd back. Days, why is Linda not in WWE anymore? She's chasing her dreams of working in politics. And I support her. I think it's so important that you support the people you love. Jonathan says Fiend versus Demon NXT in your house. Henry Godwin working with the $1 Million Corporation. Can we watch an old NXT takeover? Maybe our Revolution. That would be fun. So Diesel says he's ready to rumble. It's quite a long interview. Can you show us the video, please, of WWE? It's on the network, bud. I don't think the Fiend and Balor feud is over. Not sure. Dana White has announced another UFC fight night on May 30th, 1 week before UFC 250. Any plans for a watch along? Yeah, but when is Double or Nothing? Happy Mother's Day, and to you, mate. Double or Nothing AEW 2020. Oh, Jerry Lawler now. That's on Saturday 23rd. Right, Jerry Lawler is... Who's this lady? That's his mom. Jerry's mom is fit. There you go. Jerry's mum says it'll make me so proud if you beat Bret Hart tonight. Jerry's mum. Jerry's mum. Jerry's mum. Jerry's mum. If you can see a pile of wrinkled flesh in one of these seats, that'll be Helen Hart. This feud went on for ages, didn't it, between Jerry and Bret? They really didn't like each other. Wow, can't believe it. Vince says she sure has aged well, Jerry's mom. Dun, dun, dun. Right, backstage with Bret Hart, who's having to fight again. How's the leg, Bret? 100%. So mind games from the Hitman. Guys, his knee was fine all along. Unbelievable. Oh, man, look, we get another Bret Hart match. This time, Bret Hart against someone he absolutely hates. Look, no, my knee. Not really. Got ya. Bret Hart making his way down. He is to look at the king. The king. Jerry Lawler. A little disappointed to find out that Bret was faking. Jerry Lawler backed into the corner. We're underway. This is going to be a brawl. Shots to the midsection by the Hitman. Might be quite a few people watching that haven't seen Jerry Lawler actually wrestle. They just know him as a commentator. Well, he doesn't even do that these days. Classic Jerry Lawler attire as well. With the singlet, black body, red legs with the white crowns down the side. Jerry Lawler back into the ring. He's desperately trying to put the ref between him and Bret Hart. Bret smiling. Oh, strike to the midsection. As I said, this was a long feud. These two hated each other. Dropping the leg by the Hitman. Mama Storm versus Mama Lawler. Special guest, Mama Days. Days, I just watched the Raw where fake Diesel and Razor arrived. Amazing. I bet Mama Days doesn't know how to count a pin. No. Jerry's mom and Linda. I think it's the main event after this. I think we've got, I think we're at the main event. In fact, how much longer is left? I haven't even looked. This is only on for 1 hour 40. It's a nice little snappy stream. So, we're on for another half an hour. That's all. Butter Spark says, Bret and Lawler are two artists. Ravi says, do you think Sami Zayn will leave? He could. He could. I think he is fed up. Here we go. Looking for a pile driver. Boom. Bret Hart with a pile driver. Don't see pile drivers that much. Do you think Mattel could make a Jerry Lawler from 95? Yes, they could. He's still under contract. He's still a legend. He's not on TV that much, though. That's the only downside. There's his mom. Come on, Jerry. Come on, Jerry. Do it for your mom, Jerry. Here we go. Jerry scoops up, slams down the Hitman. So Jerry Lawler coming back into this now. Shouts to the crowd, watch this. Tells them to shut up. Jerry's mom's very excited. Here we go. Oh, straight to the midsection by the Hitman. Slap across the face as well. Jerry against the ropes. Back elbow. The King goes down. Oh, wow. Headbutt right between the legs from Bret Hart. And now quick strikes to the head. Oh, Shinja's back again. What's up with this guy? Lawler gets thrown. Oh, ref's down. Oh, the ref's tangled in the ropes. Was that meant to happen? Was that meant to happen? The ref's tangled in the ropes. It's hanging upside down. We've got an upside down referee. No way that was meant to happen. I can't believe that was meant to happen. No, he's got his leg tangled between the bottom and the middle rope. Shinja trying to help the ref. Hakushi comes crashing down onto Bret. Oh, anything involving Bret is awesome. We've got upside down ref. It's basically a pinata. He's a ref-yata. We've got a ref-yata. This is so cool. And we're getting more Hakushi as well. Hakushi up top. Oh, it's vicious. Is the ref still upside down? Have we still got a ref-yata? He is, you know. Oh, he's finally getting free. Hakushi with another headbutt. You better get out the ring, mate. The referee, I mean, what was that? Like 3 headbutts? I tell you what, this poor ref, he just wants to go home. 2. Jerry wins. Yay! Well, it's good for his mom. It's good for his mom. Oh, I'm pleased. Oh, yes, I wanted Bret to win, but it's nice for his mom, isn't it? Dun, 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 dun. Bum, 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 bum. Shinja now. Oh, no, it's all backfiring. Oh, it was going so well for them. But Bret ducks out the way. Hakushi collides into Jerry. Jerry's mom helps lead Jerry away. Bret with some big right hands, and Hakushi goes to the outside. Oh, this is a very angry Bret Hart. This was the original screw job. Everyone talks about the screw job in 97. This was the original screw job. Can't believe it. Can't believe it, man. That ref. Stupid Earl. Look, he's hobbling around. I believe that he was probably meant to fall out the ring, the ref, but I can't believe they said, can you make it so that you get your leg caught in the ring? I can't believe that. I think he was probably just meant to fall out the ring. Yeah, right. We've got one match to go, but we've still got to give away a house. Psycho said, time has run out for you. Jerry gets a win over Bret. Now that's how you do it, Charlotte. Sonny, I didn't see your Timmy's comment. No. Mama Jerry is the GOAT. Big fan of Mama Jerry. Love to see what she looks like now. Probably the same. You will become a victim. It's a very interesting promo style, isn't it, by Sid? Look how close this is. The ruler of the world. Of the world. Anything can happen. Right, what we got next? The house. House giveaway. Here we go. You don't see this on that many wrestling shows. House giveaway. Yeah, let's look at the house. Let's see the house. Let's see the house. Let's see the house. Hunter's Creek? Hunter Hurst Helmsley Creek. There we are. We're inside. Someone is going to win this. Look, Paul in the back. Oh, it does look nice. I'd love that house. I want to live in Florida. I want to live in Hunter's Creek. Todd's going to go to the garage to get a rake so they can rake through. Oh, yeah! Vince is loving this. They're raking. They're not doing a very good job. They literally did nothing. He's throwing her in. Right, she's actually in there now. She's running around. Here she goes. She's going to pick out the winner. Oh! The winner is... Come on over, Laurie. Very, very good. It works. We're going to call. Let's call him. Oh, my God. Look at this. We're going to call the winner live on pay-per-view. Imagine that. You're sitting at home. Your phone goes. It's Todd Pettingale. There we go. Ah, he's got to dial again. Did you dial the wrong number? The number you have dialed has not been recognized. Please dial again. Here we go. Beep, 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 beep. It's ringing. Oh, it's ringing, guys. Anyone's phone ringing? Hello? Hello? Yeah! Matt Pomposilli! Is that Matt? Are you watching, Matt? You've won the house, Matt! Yay! Oh, Matt Pomposelli apparently was a kid. He was quite young. They never move there. They sell it. Is this a joke? Wow. Didn't he end up selling the hat? He did, yeah? He did end up selling it. Got a smile on Vince. Vince could give away houses every day if he wanted to. Doc says Matt's a good friend of mine. You can come along, Vince, and carry my bag when we go play golf. Oh, that was fun. They should give away a house at NXT Takeover In Your House. It's trending. What's trending? In Your House should be trending. Last week Raw we had basketball. This week we've got axe throwing. Have we got axe throwing? For the World Wrestling Federation Championship. Coming down to the ring with the $1 Million Man. Psycho Sid. Stephanie McMahon lives in Hunter's Creek every day. Hello! Matt. Yes, Jerry. Lots of love in the chat for Matt. From 1995. Matt from 1995, if you are watching this, you are super over. Psycho Sid making his way down. So Sid versus Diesel. Main event of the very first In Your House. I got to tell you that Jean-Pierre Lafayette, also known as PCO, he was actually... PCO, he still wrestles, was the Ring of Honor champion not that long ago. He actually wrestles Bob Holly just before this show begins. It's the match that's just before Bret versus Akushi, but it was a dark match, so we never see it. After this main event, there's 3 other matches that we never get chance to see. Undertaker versus Karma. Never get to see it. That's on after this. But again, it's a dark match. It was only for those in attendance. Undertaker victorious. Bam Bam Bigelow versus Tatanka. Bam Bam Bigelow is victorious. And the final match of the evening sees the British Bulldog and Owen Hart go against each other. It's a King of the Ring qualifying match. And it ends in a draw. The time limit is 15 minutes and time runs out. And that was the main event. But it's none of those get shown. So there's actually 4 matches that don't get shown. They're just for the people that go to the event. How interesting. Diesel, Big Daddy Cool on his way down. James Chadwick, shout out to you. They should pay this house a visit at Takeover. Or maybe they should sell that same house again. Could you imagine the people that live there having their house sold for them? I'm afraid you've got to leave because Matt's just won this house. What? Yep, it's Matt's now. Daisy, if you could be a ref in any of the 3 brands, which one would it be and what match would you ref? I would be a ref. Where would I be a ref? Probably Raw or SmackDown. Probably SmackDown because it gets the most views and I want to be the center of attention. So I'd be on SmackDown. And what match would I ref? Just something nice and simple. Something that you know is going to be quick. Dana Brooke versus Naomi for a 3rd time. Nice and simple, nice and quick, no drama. But I'm on Fox. Might be able to meet the Fiend backstage. Say hello to Vince. I don't know if Vince... I'd love to meet Vince. But I'm not sure if he's at NXT. So, yeah, Raw or SmackDown, but I'll go SmackDown. Because that way I could meet Bruce Pritchard as well, and I like his podcast. So I've actually given that answer some thought, and I'm really pleased with it. Right, here we go. We are underway. The main event. Into the corner goes Sid, and Diesel goes colliding into him. Back elbow by Diesel, and another one. Big Daddy Cool. Sid goes down, collapses down on his knees, rolls to the outside. Daze, do you think when the crowds come back, they should bring some legends back? They could do. I think we'll just be happy to have crowds back, won't we? Really pleased there's been no lag. Really pleased. There was a little bit of lag during the Total Divas stuff, but no lag on this. Big forearm strikes by Diesel. Hurls Sid back into the ring. Sid in red pants. Red knee pads. This is Psycho Sid. When he was Sid Justice, I think he had blue pants. But now he's a psycho. He's got red pants. Jonathan, only psychos have red pants. Jonathan says, Days, they put on all the dark matches. They put on all the dark matches from pay-per-views. I don't know what you mean. They put on all the dark matches from pay-per-views. Jonathan, what do you mean, bud? Big strike by Diesel. And again, 2 on the outside. Those matches were probably recorded and maybe shown on TV or something. Well, I mean, almost certainly, because the one was a King of the Ring qualifying match. So they definitely would have shown that on Raw, maybe, or something. Sid with a knee to the back of Diesel. Diesel fall into the outside. This match is Vince McMahon's wet dream. He loves the big guys. Oh, yeah, he's loving this. He is loving this. So Diesel down outside the ring. Sid being quite slow. Taking his time. I think, for me, Bret Hart has made this show. No two ways about it. I think his match against Takushi was the best match of the night. But even just that little, thing that he did with Jerry Lawler, that wasn't very long, but it was still very entertaining. And the ref getting hung up in the ropes, and I can't imagine what this show would have been like without Bret Hart on it. Does show how important the Hitman was. We're getting a good look at the railings. Eric pointing them out earlier. Just gold railings. That front row is quite a distance back from them. Sid backing up. Running at Diesel. Boot to the side of the head. And he stares right at this woman who takes his picture. But with an old camera, why isn't she using her smartphone? I don't get it. Why is she using this old camera? Just get your phone. It is weird as well, isn't it? Like, there is no phones, obviously. Everyone's, like, paying attention. How weird. Big strike by Psycho Sid. Days is Linda McMahon stream. Thank you. I wonder why whenever someone donates, Conor McGregor just stares at me. He's got a problem with you, Chalmers. I've heard that he wants to face you at UFC 250. Double axe handle across the back by Sid, who goes for another, but an elbow to the midsection by Diesel, and another one. Sid backed into the corner, gets hurled into the other corner, back elbow by Sid. Diesel wobbling all over the place, big clothesline, and Diesel goes down. What's Sid doing? Oh. I thought he was about to do a moonsault. I was like, don't do it, Sid. Diesel is getting to his feet. Sid sees him. Big strike and Diesel goes down. How we survived back then. We knew no other way. That kid's got a belt. I don't know what belt it is. Yeah, $1 Million Man's very excited on the outside. Some guy in the front. Oh, that's why that space is there. It's so that the guy can walk. They don't do that now, do they? It's just a guy walking. Like, I think he had candy floss or something. Nice camel clutch by Sid. Did you have a phone back in 95? No. No, I was joking. I did. And even if you did, it wouldn't take pictures. When did I get my first? I think I got my first phone 99 or 2000. It was either 99 or 2000, and it was a Nokia. And it was a very simple phone, but you could play. What excited me about it was you could play Snake. Do you remember Snake, the game Snake? I mean, it's incredible to think that was 20 years ago. But it was basically, there was a dot on the screen, and you had this, like, dot that went around, and you controlled it, and you had to get it to go and basically eat the other dot. And then you'd have 2 dots, so then there'd be another dot, so then you'd have to go and get that one. Yeah, and then you'd have 3 dots, so then you'd get that one, so then you'd have 4, and you kept going. But then, of course, you had this massive snake, and you can't touch yourself. If you touch yourself, it's game over. So you're having to avoid yourself, but you're still trying to get to the other dot. And your snake just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. It's a good game, actually. Spent many an hour playing Snake. Camel clutch. And Diesel is starting to come out of it. Sid jumps on his back to knock Diesel down. Sid goes against the ropes, looking to drop the leg. Snake. Love that game, says Chalmers. Rashad says Snake was the beep. Yeah, man. So many people. Kids these days won't know what Snake is. I wonder if you can definitely get Snake on, like, Google Play. Surely. I wonder if there's, like, a modern version or something. I don't know. I haven't looked. I'd just get the original. I reckon you could probably get on Google Play an original version that looks like it was on a Nokia. I might download that. I need to look for Adam Bomb glasses on eBay. I need to download Snake. That's what I'm doing tonight. We've gone back to another camel clutch. Psycho Sid in control right now. Diesel is on his knees, though. It's not really cinched in properly. Snake is one of the most classic games. I agree. You can get Snake on the computer. Oh, I didn't know that. Mike, shout out to you. The Nokia phones still have Snake. What? Do they? Do they? I know they came out with classic Nokia phones just the other year, like a retro line. How amazing. Diesel is fading here, guys. I don't want to get anyone worried or concerned, but Diesel is struggling against Psycho Sid. We're here chatting away about Snake. Joey says there's a new Snake game. DJ says it is a modern version. It's got color. Oh, not into that. Oh, wow. Sid trying to come crashing down onto Diesel. Diesel moves out the way. Back elbow by Diesel. Again, Sid going back, looking for a choke slam. Gets it. Vince getting very excited here, saying this man is a monster. This man is a monster. Here we go. Sid looking for a powerbomb, picks up Diesel, plants him down. Will you do a wrestling room tour? Nothing that you've not seen, to be honest. He's taking too long, isn't he? He's taking far too long. Slowly making his way over. Going for the pin. 2. Shoulder up by Diesel. So slow, this match. It's really, really slow. Shout out to Slimeby. Face first goes Diesel into that turnbuckle. Sid looking a little bit concerned. We're going again. I think there's a really good chance, you know, that NXT Takeover in Your House could be an even better show than this. Could be. I think it's got great potential. I think there's been a few slow matches. I can't see it being as short as 1 hour 40, though. Against the ropes, big boot by Diesel. Catches Sid. Kick to the midsection. Powerbomb to Sid. Diesel. Oh, what's happening to Tonka? Oh, it's over anyway. It's a DQ. Diesel's going to win by DQ, and this is heel to Tonka. Do you remember when Tonka was part of the $1 Million Corporation? Tatanka screaming at Sid, telling him to get up. They're still ringing the bell repeatedly again. What's that guy's sign say? It's quite clever that he's it's quite clever, isn't it? He's holding that sign up and backwards so that people at home can see it. Oh, Bam Bam's here. Bam, bam, boom. Bam Bam Bigelow hurls Tatanka over the top. Bam, bam. Bam Bam in there with Diesel. If this was Raw, this would be a tag match now. Sid and Tatanka versus Diesel and Bam Bam. Big Daddy Cool Diesel keeps the title thanks to disqualification. This ain't over by any means. Why are the police still guarding all of those letters? It doesn't matter anymore. Matt won the house. We all know this. Sean's revenge is Diesel powered. Days, shout out to Kate. What do you like better, WWE or WWF? WWF. I think WWF was more fun. WWE is good, though. I'm just thinking, like, the Undertaker streak was WWE, and Daniel Bryan was WWE. Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels was WWE. So, there's been some great matches for WWE. What's this alien? What's this? We've got some aliens. What's this? What else? What are these aliens? Is there any reason to spare? What was that advert? That advert was amazing. Oh, that might have been the best part of the night. Two aliens talking about how we've ruined the ozone layer, how there's been world wars. And the one the one alien turns around and goes, is there any reason to save them? And then the lady alien says, well, there is this tape. And I've got to tell you, it's quite promising. And it's a tape of WWF. And the little alien shit, he goes, all right, we'll save them then. WWF, you never know. We might be saving the world. What's that about? What does that mean? What does that mean? I don't remember that ad at all. I don't remember that ad at all. Not that I feel like that's the first time I've seen that advert. What does that even mean? I don't... What am I meant to take away from that? You never know. We might be saving the world. Yeah, but you're probably not. I mean, it's very unlikely that actually happened. Very unlikely. I've moved it into the very unlikely category. The aliens debated whether to destroy us or not, but found a tape of WWF. Found a tape of Sid versus Diesel and went, you know what? This has got promise. It's awful. Oh, man. That's amazing. I feel like we've just discovered something very special there. Oh, I hope they recreate that. Could you imagine Shawn and Triple H recreating that? Why don't we have Triple H and Steph? Triple H and Steph doing the alien. So many things they need to do. They need to give away a house. We need the original set. We need them to keep ringing the bell when the heels aren't listening. I need the red, white, and blue ropes. I need the alien advert as well. Triple H, if you're watching that, I need all of these things. I need them all. I might spoof. I should spoof that, shouldn't I? I should do a Wrestling Days commercial. You never know. I might be saving the world. You can't prove I haven't. Wrestling Days. You never know. He might be saving the world. Wow. Oh, what a treat. Oh, do you know what? My friends, we've just had a little Sunday night treat, haven't we? We've just had a little Sunday night treat, that was. The best part of WWF was the Kane Taker storyline. Days, did you book I did not book the aliens. I did not book the aliens, but I wish I had. Get your scores in. Get your scores in for this wonderful. I gotta tell you, what a wonderful show. A lot of fun. Just fun. Just easy to watch. Apart from the main event that wasn't that easy to watch, but at least it was only on for 10 minutes or whatever. I'd say Razor versus Jeff Jarrett kind of outstayed its welcome a little bit. I would say the main event was, if that had been an Undertaker main event instead, beautiful. So, yeah, main event was a bit flat. Bret Hart definitely saved this show, but yeah, get your scores in. Get your scores in. Chalmers says Wrestling Days, you never know. He might be streaming right now. 8, 9. Look, there's a lot of nostalgia love, isn't there? There's a lot of nostalgia love. I'm gonna go with 7.5. 7.5. Am I happy with that? I think that's fair. Some great stuff in there. I can see a lot of people saying 8 and 10, 9s. There's some very high scores. But that main event was awful. That main event was pretty rubbish. And as I said, I think Razor and Jeff outstayed their welcome a little bit. Wasn't really much to Adam Bomb and Mabel. Owen Hart, Yokozuna. I don't know. I mean, look, I watched it and I enjoyed it. So straight away, I'm thinking, well, an average show is 6.5. I enjoyed the show. So 7.5 feels about right. But there wasn't loads to actually love in ring-wise, apart from like the Bret stuff for me. We need Golden Rails back. Sasuke 100k, we always vote on the next pay-per-view over on the Wrestling Escape Pod channel. I mean, what we can do is I could do that stream tonight. Get that done. At least that's done, and then I don't need to worry about that tomorrow. But I would just need about half an hour just to get that set up. And then we could vote as to what we watch on Thursday. I suppose it makes sense to get it done tonight, doesn't it? And then it's done and out of the way. Okay. I think we might do that. That seems to make sense. At least it's done then. So, as I said, it'll probably take me about 15 minutes. Probably no longer than 15 minutes, in all fairness, to get that set up. So, we could be live over there by past if we wrap up here. John says yes. Yes. Okay. People saying yes. Okay, well, I think we're done then. I think we've spoken about things and covered all that needs to be covered. So, I loved it, man. I loved it. I really enjoyed this show. As I said, had a lot of fun with it. Bret Hart, brilliant. Hakushi, brilliant. And also Earl Hebner, brilliant. Well done. A ref Yata. Getting hung upside down in the ropes. And the aliens! You got to give credit to the aliens at the end as well. So, yeah, man. Loads of great stuff. Thanks a lot to everyone that joined and watched this show with us. I hope you had a great time as well. I'm going to need, as I said, just under 20-odd minutes, and I'll be over on the Wrestling Escape Pod channel. And then we'll get going as to what we're going to watch on Thursday. Awesome, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Really appreciate the support. And hopefully see you in a bit over on the Wrestling Escape Pod channel. And if you're watching this on catch-up, thanks for watching. Bye for now.